Alright, Legendary family, welcome back to a whole nother remake, and Brachydios vs. Glavenus definitely has to be one of my few favorite fights as a Monster Hunter fan in general here. And, well, this was one of the first few matches I actually made here, and I think I do have to do Odogaron versus Girototis. May actually remake that or change that just to kind of get the flow for it, or get something a little bit more interesting. But anyway, let's talk about it here. You see, with them having their stronger variants here, I always wondered who would win between a Hellblade Glavenus, right? You know, the monster that can turn mountains into dust and, well, can be Elder Dragon level as well. And then you also have a Raging Brachydios, which is a much more stronger and mature male Brachydios itself here. And the funny thing is here, these guys would scale above Devil Joe. And again, Devil Joe has feats that put him around multi-continental to around large planet level, like pretty easily. And so these guys are actually equal, meaning that we really don't have to tier these two. Kind of crazy, ain't it? But today here, we are going to be talking about the advantages, disadvantages each one has here, or pretty much the advantage that one has over the other, and the one that, obviously, we'll talk about the advantages both have here. So let's talk about our Raging Brachydios is definitely stronger, has better armor, better environmental control, and has better offensive capabilities. Let's talk about why. Raging Brachydios definitely has superior strength because, again, it is a brute wyvern. Now, again, so is Glavenus, but again, Brachydios actually has more physical strength due to the sheer fact that its punching power is amplified by its pounders, which allow him to not only break through some of the strongest armors known in Monster Hunter, like Uragan, who's actually made out of solid gold, or at least the back of Uragan is made out of solid golden ore, but you also have the sheer fact that, excuse me, that Brachydios, again, is able to break through magma armor and various other types here. It has better armor because it's actually able to tank its own explosions, and Raging Brachydios actually has to be able to withstand the blaster mold in order to become a more mature Brachydios. As for environmental control, pretty simple and pretty straightforward, and offense because it's mainly an attack type monster. Now, let's talk about Glavenus here. It definitely has better speed and definitely more long-range capabilities here, considering, again, it does have Fire Blast. However, it also has better weaponry due to the sheer fact that its blade is consistently hot as a Hellblade. And as for its defensive measures here, believe it or not, if a scale falls off of Glavenus, it'll just automatically explode. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good defensive measure. Or in all honesty, a good wild card measure now that I think about it here. Considering the sheer fact that, number one, not only is his tail always hot here, but this means that it would pretty much be able to slice through anything at that point here. So, yeah, in all honesty, these two definitely have some decent advantages over each other because the other one just simply doesn't have these specific edges here. Now, again, you might say that Brachydios actually wins this here because, again, I would definitely have to say it's slightly more durable. But again, when it comes to like the durability factor here and the sheer fact that Brachydios does have better armor, it does take a decent edge over Glavenus here. I mean, these guys are both taking attacks from the same monsters like Tiger-Rex, Brute Tiger-Rex as well here, considering they both actually would interact in the the Elder's Recess, excuse me. And so, with that being said here, there really is nothing else to really compare between the two, except for, honestly, just one little thing: their weapons. You see, when it comes down to the weaponries of both of these monsters here, it's basically like a boxer versus a swordsman. But the boxer also has on a suit of armor that's heat resistant to the hot blade. It's pretty interesting here. But considering the sheer fact that Glavenus's armor could also be used against it, it does factor in as well here. And then Brachydios' environmental control, the amount of explosions it could cause here, I do think that Glavenus might be able to get around this because of his own explosive properties as well with his tail here. But this does mean he is going to have to utilize that already red-hot blade more than possibly it would like to. But again, this is a Glavenus at the end of the day, and also at the end of the day, this is a Brachydios. And believe it or not, while I do think the Brachydios could lose a limb here, I think it is durable enough to tank a sword slash from a Glavenus due to its armor. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think Glavenus could definitely claim some victories here. I think this is a 5 out of 5, a 5 out of 10, excuse me, for both of them here. Both claiming it on a 50-50 margin here. However, the problem is Glavenus is not as durable as Brachydios, and their Elder Dragon forms, which we're talking about here, Raging Brachydios and Hellblade, I think Hellblade's own scales could get used against it. Because imagine, right, the slime mode connecting, or the blaster mode, excuse me, connecting with Glavenus here. And it would basically not only detonate on Glavenus, but it will also likely detonate its highly explosive scales as it is here. Meaning that Brachydios, honestly, with just one well-placed punch, could end the fight just like that. However, one well-placed slash at the undercarriage of Brachydios' armor, and Glavenus could take it here. However, due to the sheer fact that Brachydios can not only overpower Hellblade Glavenus, but also, likely use its own armor against it, I'm going to have to give the win to Raging Brachydios here, you guys. But hey, comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.